Yeah, after the refreshment, today I'll be creating the largest kakaban online. Yeah, the largest kakaban online. So what I'll be watching from the background is the kakaban to lay eggs during the incubating period on the nursery ponds because of the numbers of female broodstocks we are using. We are using 4 female broodstocks for this operation. So because of the large volume of egg proposed for this wonderful hatchery process, I tried to create the largest kakaban on the line. So the largest kakaban online will be a kakaban of 10 feet by 2 feet, by 4 feet. Yeah, it will be at the length of 10 feet by 4 feet. Why am I creating such a kakaban? I think this is a question I think most of the listener here should ask. Yeah, the essence of a kakaban, especially floating kakaban as we are creating, is to make sure that you have uniformity in laying of our eggs for incubation. What did I mean by this? When you want to lay your eggs for incubation, I tell you guys to avoid laying your egg in a clumsy area. Don't overlay your eggs. Don't cluster your eggs. This may not give you result if you do so. So to avoid this, you will need volume. Volume in the stance of kakaban you are using. So I created just a single kakaban for volume. I know most people may want to create 3 kakabans or 4 kakabans out of these I'm doing. But the purpose of really doing this is to make sure that I maintain and I manage the proposed space I saw. So what did it take you to create a floating kakaban, and how easier is it for you to create a floating kakaban? And again, how can you maintain a large floating kakaban? That is another questions. Just I'll be putting an answer into it. How do you create a floating kakaban? A floating kakaban is only created by 3 items, which is your pipes, and I will advise you to go for a half-inch pipe, and 4 elbows, and quarter-inch pipe. 4 elbows, and the wire and the mesh. That means the net you'll be using. That net you'll be using in laying of your eggs. And note, there are over 3 or 4 sizes of pond of net available. I will advise you to go for the smallest hole pipe. Some people call it a hatchery net. I call it a net you can find anywhere. So this net, you can find it in any of those guys that are selling aluminium. So you can get the net there with a very tiny space that you use. Don't use the larger one, because by the time you try to use the larger one, you'll be wasting most of the bad eggs into the hatchery pond. So those are the 3 materials you will need in doing so. So I will be giving you the great purpose of using this large and mighty kakaban for the process, because by the time I get to Accra, to Kumasi, that means the second day in Accra, I tried to set up all what you are seeing here. In here is just the incubator. Everything was, even the piping, running the inlet and outlet, getting a huge reservoir and storage for the job. We need to test, run all the waters in the facility. We need to make sure that the water run very well into the facility. We make sure that the inflow and the outflow was perfectly done and neat before we could start the hatchery process. So this is a great job. It's a wonderful job. And again, it's an hectic job that as I'm talking to you at presently, my back is totally hot. So I try to do this to achieve that result because of the limited time I'll be having here in Kumasi in Ghana before going back to Nigeria. So we are trying to hold, getting a clip from the pipe in order to hold the net, and we are also trying to suspend, looking for areas of making sure the nets are well suspended. So what do we use to suspend this wonderful net? You'll be using a gravel. I'm using a gravel, and I'm making sure I sterilize every part. Anything you are seeing in this video is well sterilized. Even the wood, they are well sterilized. And I will be suspect. I told you I'll be successful by gravel. You make use of gravel. Make sure that you sterilize the gravel, and you can use that in order to suspend any larger or any sizes of Kakaba you may have. So I'm giving good kudos to all my boys, all the boys, all the bosses, all my bosses on this video. As you can see, that are giving huge support and making things so snappy because of the duration of time I got to use in Kumasi. So we are running all this. This was run just in a day. Every activities you are seeing from this video, plus when I will be posting, the injection time was run in a day, so that to meet up and have a little bit time to manage the fryers before I leave Kumasi. That's my guy giving a thumbs up. Thank you, and God bless you all.